Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Listen, there is a foundation that I keep seeing online everywhere, and I've tried it already, but here's why I'm going to tell you why I'm redoing this. So this is a Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation, right? This foundation claims that it gives your skin a filter-like blur. And listen, sorry, I still have eyeshadow around my eye. My makeup is like half done. My eye makeup isn't done, but I wanted to do my base before I carried on doing it. There have been people online everywhere saying it works, it looks beautiful, it looks amazing, it's blurred their pores completely. Here was my qualm, let's say, with some of those claims, is that when they were trying it, visually, the videos on Instagram were quite low quality, you know, they were on their iPhone, inside in front of some lights, and iPhones naturally kind of don't pick up too much detail, well, enough detail, 4K we're talking, when you upload them to Instagram. So I even uploaded me trying this to Instagram, saying I'm not gonna upload a blurry version, I'm gonna use my camera to show how it really looks on the skin, whether it blurs, whether it doesn't, it's gonna be my honest opinion. However, Instagram, now I didn't know this as I uploaded that, Instagram still suppresses your quality of video until they decide that it has enough views, and then they will put it up in its full 4K. So actually when you first see it, it's not as high quality as it can be. Now YouTube, I know, will do it in 4K for me, so I'm re-giving this a go in 4K, and also so I can redirect people from that video who are like, it does kind of look blurred, because in the video I said it wasn't. To this video, because this is going to be true 4K. What you see on Instagram is not. It just won't allow it. And I also just wanted to give it a go again. My skin at the moment, feeling wise, is in a really good place, so I really wanted to try this foundation while I'm in that stage. So that's what we're going to do. First impressions, close-ups. And I have to say as well, the people that were uploading this foundation and saying it looked blurred and said it looked good are people who I really trust online. So I feel like I really needed to give it a second shot, not to be like, oh, I need to agree, but just to see, is my skin in a different place? Is it going to be good? You know, I personally didn't think it blurred the first time round. Let me put in my thing for you. Let me tell you one thing I'm not gonna do in 2024 as a full-time content creator slash influencer is try a foundation that claims to be blurring on the skin on a low quality iPhone camera. No, that blurs everything anyway. So I'm gonna try it here in the highest quality I can upload onto social media. So this is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation. I'm gonna try the shade 300N Latte. I purchased this myself. I also have an Easy Blur primer, which I'm gonna try on one side just so we can see comparison. I like Huda Beauty products. Anyway, I do have to say though, choosing my shade wasn't that easy online. A lot of the blocks of shades, because of the lighting in the photography, all looked the same to me. So although there were people of all different skin tones, a lot of the skin tones within the category looked the same. So here's a foundation, here's the primer. We're gonna try the primer on the side with the eyebrow scar. So here's my skin before. Okay, that wasn't the formula I was expecting. I was expecting quite a slippy, silicone-y formula, but it's actually a bit more gel-like. It's not slippy at all. It actually has the weight of like a grippy primer, but not that stickiness. Just so you can see, if you can see any difference, the blurring primer's on my face this side, it's not on this side. Without. This would actually be nice just on your skin without a foundation. Okay, foundation. It does feel quite lightweight. It doesn't feel too hydrating or dry. It's somewhere in between. This is nice. It's a nice in between. That's the foundation. My skin without. I like the color match. The color match is a good choice. My forehead without a foundation, with a foundation. It's on my whole nose pretty much. I can't see an immediate blurring. For example, my cheeks are quite textured. So I don't really see a blurring there. I'm interested to see how it looks on the side without the primer. Okay, this is my full face, done with foundation. Do I think it's necessary blurring right now? No, not really. I think it's a nice foundation. I think my skin looks nice, but I don't mind seeing the texture of my skin. I haven't put any powder on or anything like that. Let's give it a few minutes and then see how it settles. Here we are, maybe about 10 minutes later. I mean, it's a really nice foundation. It hasn't blurred my skin. My nose does look smooth though. I also had to add that the brush I use is similar in shape to the base brush that I recommend recommend on the website to apply the product with. But again, I'm not a believer in having to buy a brush to make a foundation's claims work. And also one of the instructions was to bake. I don't bake. So if you need to bake to make a foundation blurred, it's never going to be blurred on me. But then if you mattify and put powder on top of any foundation, even like the most hydrating foundation, it's going to mattify and it's going to look smoother. So yeah, it's a nice foundation. Okay, so let me just do a close-up of my skin before I put the foundation on, before I put the primer on. My nose is quite porous, especially around the front here, and my cheeks are the areas where I would kind of want it to blur a little bit more because they are quite textured. So we're going to start with a primer. I repurchased this because I actually gave it away, but this is a silicone-free smoothing primer, and for those of you who know me, I don't like silicone-based mattifying primers. I can't stand them. So this is an Easy Blur silicone-free smoothing pore minimizing primer. It retails for around £30, $30, depending where you are. So it claims that it creates an airbrushed soft focus finish to make your makeup last longer. It says it's ultra blurring, refreshing texture, lightweight and long lasting. I really have to give them credit for this texture. It is that mattifying, what's the word? Instant visual effect without being that horrible, slippery, silicone-y texture that you get from a product like Professional, for example. I'm literally just gonna tap and almost not push violently, but press that into the skin, especially on the areas where I'm a little bit more porous. And this is almost like a two layer. So can we also just go into this bearing in mind the differences between something blurring and something being matte? If something is matte, it is going to give a blurry finish. This is with a primer. This is without. There's my forehead. Without. See if you think there's a difference there. I really do think it looks nice alone on the face. Do I think my skin looks overwhelmingly smooth, pore-free on this side? Not really. I don't think it does. I think my skin looks fine. But even around here, for example, around my cheeks and my nose, I still feel, and especially on the middle of my face here, on my forehead, I still feel I look quite porous. I don't think it's smoothed in any way. However, it might help in that smoothing effect with a foundation, being that it's created quite a nice layer on my skin. So it might give the foundation something really, really nice to sit on. Of course it will, because it's a primer, that's what it's made to. Have I said this already? I really, really do like Huda Beauty products, and this is probably the first one and let me get this straight as well with you. I didn't dislike this foundation when I tried it. And let me just say, I do really like Huda Beauty products, so absolutely no shade to the brand either. I really do like the brand. So I'm gonna give that just a few minutes just to sit my skin, because I feel like primers need just a few moments just to sit. So this is a foundation. I chose Latte, which is 300N. Choosing a shade on their website or choosing the shade on the images that were provided to different websites was a little bit difficult because everyone looks the same skin tone. I don't know if it's the lighting in the photography, but everyone had a very, very similar skin tone in the shade category. For example, I'm looking at the fair light skin tones now, and for example, it's very... choosing between the top three is a bit of a difficult one unless you know you're extremely fair. If you're not that good at matching yourself online, the arm swatches are probably a better way to look at these swatches when you're looking online. I do have to say, I don't think you can film in a quality that isn't 4K or upload in a quality that isn't 4K and post something and say it's blurring when the quality of that video just isn't enough to show the skin's texture in real life, whether you're claiming a product is blurring or not. Your skin always looks blurred because the platforms just don't allow that high quality upload. So I think you have to be really careful with claims like this.
A filter. Of course my skin looks beautiful here, but look at this side. side, we have our new Easy Blur Primer and our new Easy Blur Foundation. They literally give you the most blurred, filtered looking skin. The two together, and then you seal the deal with Easy Bake. Oh my Lord. So I'm gonna show you guys how the primer looks. It looks like a silicone-based primer. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply. And you can see as soon as you put it on, the way that it just smooths your skin. All right, now we're gonna go for the Easy Blur. This foundation was a passion project. We did over 100 renditions of this to create this beautiful, easy to apply, but also easy blurring foundation. I'm just gonna go ahead. It's very drippy. It spreads like you wouldn't believe. You guys saw how easy that was to do. Look at the difference. It's almost like a skincare serum foundation because of the beautiful ingredients inside of it. It has 1.5% niacinamide. It also has silica. The silica just tightens your pores. It really helps create that beautiful, blurred, smooth canvas. These are also fragrance-free, alcohol-free, vegan, and also non-comedogenic. I have finished half of my complexion. Now let's bake. I'm just so excited that I can finally share this with you guys. Look what it does. Look at this. This is Huda Beauty skin. It is blurred. It is beautiful. It is filter-free, and it's not moving. I mean, I feel really good on this side too, but this side, I'm ready for my close-ups, boo.
And I know that's kind of a difficult thing to do, but you know, there's other platforms. You could direct people to them saying, if you want to see it working in full 4K, head over to this, you know, because that's more realistic to real life. I do respect Huda Beauty as a person, as a company, for their advertising. They've gone so untouched with a lot of their imagery, which is greatly appreciated. And the pictures are really nice as well. For example, we have this video of Huda herself using the foundation, and it looks really nice, but again, it's that iPhone quality. Everything just isn't as HD as we would like it to be, you know what I mean? And it's a difficult thing to say because everyone is on those platforms, so then won't be able to sell it or advertise it if they weren't on those platforms. But I just wish there was a redirect to the website or redirect to YouTube or somewhere that allowed that super high quality video content to be uploaded. Because if you look at the skin before and after, the skin looks great always, because you can't see any detail, you can't see any you know, you won't be able to see, like, you see pores on my nose here, you wouldn't be able to see that on an upload to TikTok or Instagram because it kind of blurs it out for you. Not an automatic filter, it's low quality video. Okay, so let's go in with a foundation. So they do have a brush that they recommend to apply it with. I can never get it because it's always sold out, but I do have similar, and really it's just kind of like a stubbier brush, which I always like to use for foundation anyway. So I'm going to do one side, this is it before, and I'm going to use a mixture of tapping and pushing and dragging. Now, things like this, foundations like this, some people are usually like, if it doesn't work for you, right, say you don't like the finish or it didn't work for you, people are like, you used it wrong. Listen, if you have to use a foundation in such a particular way that the product can only work if you use it that way, then in my opinion, it's not worth buying. But that's not the claim from Huda Beauty. That's just people who, you know, are trying to stick up from a brand, which you don't need to do, you know. And let me just say, I want to say this straight up. I don't dislike this foundation. This is a beautiful foundation. Sits really nicely on my skin. I'm oily but dehydrated around my nose area. It's a beautiful foundation. It's really nice, and I would recommend it for people that want that kind of medium coverage, buildable foundation. But look, if we're being real, my texture actually looks worse on my face now than it did just a minute ago when I wasn't wearing foundation. The foundation on my cheek now, if I smile like this, looks more obvious now. You can see it. It's not blurred, you can still see it. And it's fine because skin has texture, right? That's just how it is. I don't mind my face looking like this. To me, and in my nose here looks quite textured. To me, this isn't anything, to me, this isn't blurring. I would love to see somebody in real life using this that is finding it blurring on them. Maybe it's just my skin. Maybe it's not made for my skin, but it just doesn't look blurred. You can still see texture. Again, which is fine, but everyone's claiming that it's like this filter in a bottle moment. And I really don't think it is. I just think it's really easy to claim that when your upload quality isn't great because everything's going to look like a filter. But listen, here's the deal. I'm going to keep this foundation because I really like it. I really like this foundation. If you're not expecting it to blur, it's a beautiful foundation. It sits weightless on my skin. I can't feel it. I feel like my skin looks like skin, some texture, which is absolutely fine. I can build it up in those areas where I need a little bit more coverage on my cheek here, for example. But I am just getting zero blur from it. And actually, let me show you on my phone, because you can also get 4K on your phone. Just won't upload in 4K. Look, I don't even need 4K because it's a front camera. That's not blurring. It's not blurring. Like, at all. And that's another thing. People are like, oh, you have to powder it, you have to powder it. But then that's the powder that's doing the smoothing and the blurring. When you mattify, light is absorbed and it blurs scientifically. When it's something shiny, it bounces and you can see more detail. That's how like glitter works, you know what I mean? So it just isn't working for me. I will powder my face and I'll show you as well. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this on for a good few hours. I'm gonna do it under my eyes and then I'm gonna powder and then I'll keep you updated. Okay, so it's been a good hour later from when you saw me here last. This is the foundations, again, really a beautiful foundation. Actually, even with powder on, I don't look overly matte or overly blurred so much. Yeah, I just don't see it. I just don't see the blur. I would like to see someone wearing this in real life that isn't me, because everyone's different. Please remember that to get your reviews from more than just one person. Beautiful foundation though. I would buy this foundation again after I finished it, just because I like the foundation, not because of any blurring benefits. I just think it sits really nicely on my skin. Like I said, I'm oily, dehydrated. My skin can be a bit textured, but it kind of sorts itself out after a while. I really like the foundation. I really do. It doesn't blur, however. Oh, I don't have food in my teeth. I just had them like cleaned, and they really jab at your gums, and my gums have just like shortened and left like these gaps in between my teeth. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know your opinion on this foundation below. Have you tried it? Were you expecting an effect that you didn't get, or maybe you did get it? Let me know. Please do consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up. I will see you in the next one. Bye.